Hello, hello. How are you doing? Welcome back to another energy reading for the week of July 14th. It's July. It's the middle of summer. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying your summer. And those of you that are in the south, I hope you're enjoying your winter. You're not getting too cold there in Australia. We have members all over the group, which is so cool. I love that we're so diverse. We're so multi-generational, cultural, all of that. I love it. I welcome it all. So if you're on, say hi. Welcome to the Awakening Journey group. My name is Trisha Schinkel. I'm your Awakening Life Coach and Healer from myawakeningjourney.com. So we are going to talk about the energies this week. We're going to get into what is going on. I don't know about you, but I have had such third eye action all week long. The past couple of weeks, months, maybe. I don't know. It's just, I feel more of my third eye coming on more and more every time. and all it is just this physical, it is a little slight sensation, right? So I want to know from you, what kind of sensations have you been experiencing over the past couple of weeks, particularly? Because there's a lot of clearing that's happening. There's a lot of just moving forward, right? And kind of just raising the bar of what your standards are in life, what you will take, what you will not take, where you're going to go, where you don't want to go, we're really moving forward to this place of making a better world for ourselves. And the only way to do that is to do it ourselves. We are the ones who are going to make the changes in life. We are the ones who are going to make those changes last. And it is our job as starseeds, as healers, as all of you coming in here. You don't even know what immense job you have in this world. Some of you don't even have to do anything, and just the energy of you being here is enough, right? So it's a beautiful thing with this ascension, with this awakening, with everything that's been going on, right? So I want to tap into the energies of this week and really tune into what it is that we can do to take advantage of what's going on, right? So, and again, if you are on live on the Facebook group, so if you're watching on YouTube, this is recorded, and if you want to get your own reading, you can, and you would just need to come into our Facebook group. So in the show notes, there is a link to the Facebook group, so you can come and get your cards read if you're interested, right? So we're going to tune in. I've been busy all morning and getting ready for Healing Week coming up in August. That's exciting. Healing Week it's going to be good. I feel like it's definitely necessary for a lot of you to kind of hone in on your own healing and deep dive into topics that may be affecting your progress in life and where you're going and where you're not going, right? So that's a lot. So I'm going to pull out my activations deck. We need to know what energies we need to activate in our aura, in our Merkaba, in our physical and etheric bodies. We have so many layers to us as human beings. We are so special in so many ways. So many powerful that we don't give ourselves credit for. That's a whole nother topic. Okay, so I'm going to ask our guides and our higher selves to give us the messages for this week, for the general reading, to see what it is that's going to help us make the best of this. Woo! Things are popping out. It's funny, because I was talking about Healing Week, and this is the card that popped out. Healing. That is beautiful. Stepping into the energy of healing. It's funny because when you think of healing, there's a lot of physical things that go along with healing, right? But then there's a lot of energy, the energetic side of things that you're not even aware of what's happening. Like energetic wise, we attach stories to our physical body, which is crazy. So stories about ourselves, that who we think we are, who we have been in past lives, right? Like there's a lot that we carry with us unnecessarily and sometimes unknowingly, right? So healing to me is letting all that go. That to me is healing. I don't know about you, but just shifting, changing, evolving, growing, healing is so important, right? So maybe that's why I became a healer. Who knows? Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I was a healer in all my past lives. Got persecuted for it, you know, the whole shebang. So the frequency of healing, let's talk about that. So the frequency of healing supports your intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. That is big, right? That is super big, because if you are whole, then you don't have things dragging you down. You feel very light, very, very airy. You've worked through all the stuff, right? And you live a different life than you would with carrying around all that junk, right? So this week, we are going to consciously, mindfulness, right? We're going to use our brains, we're going to use our thoughts, and we're going to know that healing is on the way. Believe it, and then you will see it. And it's not, I'll see it to believe it kind of thing. It's actually the other way around. Just so you know, right? So this is an interesting card. I love it. I love it. Healing. Okay, let's pull out one more. I want to get the story going here. I want just a little bit more coming in here. And a little explanation of what kind of healing are we looking into. So the energy of authority is coming up, which is pretty important, wouldn't you think? Do you have authority over your own life? Are you authoritative in your actions? Definitive, right? These are all big, powerful words that you can use. And words are energy. They hold a vibration, right? So the words that you use to describe your life is going to give you the energy, is going to be taken from the energies that you're holding in your life. So authoritative is pretty powerful, right? So be authoritative is what your angels and guides are telling you, right? Your higher self's like, hey, you are the authority of your own life. You take control and you do what you want, right? So it says the frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is power, directed and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. So there's that balance, right? There's that balance, and it's super important to have balance in your life. And when you're not balanced, that's when things kind of go cray-cray, right? So that's very interesting. I love that the higher selves are bringing these cards out. I'm going to bring one more card from this deck. We're just going to pick it randomly. This one right here. The next card that came out was Conception. Conception, that point of beginning, that point of things are changing and it's not going to be the same anymore, right? If you think about conception with birth, that moment is a life-changing thing, right? It's like your life is never going to be the same. After you have kids, never going to be the same. All the mamas out there, all the papas, right? We all know that moment of conception, you're like, oh, things are going to be different. But this is a good thing, right? It always changes good all the time. Even though you may not see it as good in the beginning. Change is good because you can't stay where you are all the time. You got to flow, you got to move, you got to shift, right? So the frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, to the beginning, to where it started, right? The place where everything in creation begins. Very good. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space, and that we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. So that's interesting because we started off with the week of healing, right? Which is coming up in August. That's what I'm happy, super happy to bring you. Super happy to share that with you. And then the next one that came out was authority, right? So once you start your healing, you're going to be your own authority in your own life. You're going to take control of things that you never thought you could have control of, and let go of all the things that you don't have control of and you never will have control of, right? Like there's some things outside of you that you can't control, but we try so hard to because we think we can manipulate it in some way, but that's not meant to be, right? And then we're going to have a conception of a new idea, a new experience, whatever it is, right? So that is pretty exciting. That is, if anything, there's going to be some changes coming up, I feel. And I would love to hear from you guys what kind of changes you've been experiencing in your own lives lately, right? Because there is going to be such revelations this year alone. 2024 is a big year energetically and spiritually and just right across the board, right? These years from 2020 all the way to 2030, I would say, these 10 years are going to be pivotal in human history. It's going to be that pivotal moments that we're going to look back and be like, of this time, things changed and they're never going to be the same again. Everything is coming out of the woodworks. All of the lies, all of the deceit, all of that is coming out to be seen, acknowledged, and then cleared, right? So the only way you can clear stuff in your own life is to see it, acknowledge it, and then let it go. Or if it's still working for you, hey, hold on to it, right? Work with it. But that's the thing. We need to know what's working for us and what's not. And the higher selves, that higher connection, is how you will be able to read that, right? And it tells you through your intuition. So you can always go into your solar plexus, right? So I would go into your solar plexus, which is right at the base of your rib cage. And you can feel your intuition there. And if you're in a situation where you want to change something, or you're finally sick of being in a place for so long and I don't want to have this anymore, then go into your solar plexus. That's your willpower. That's your powerhouse, right? And that's your authority. That's where the authority comes from. That's your power. So go into that place and ask it, is this for me? And what is the best change that I need to bring in my life, right? If you get quiet enough, that's the trick, right? Get quiet enough. Can you? I don't know. It takes sometimes a long time. My mind is always super busy, right? But I have learned that you can quiet your mind just enough to get those messages come through, right? And that's the thing, is everybody has the ability to be psychic. Everybody has the ability to do what I do and what all the other channelers and, mediums and all of these great gurus are doing. They're not doing anything special. They just got in touch with their innate sense, right? With their innate self. This part of them that is that powerhouse, is where all the secrets lie. All the things that all the answers that you've been looking for, they're all there. It's very easily to access. It's just you have to know how, right? And that's something that I do work with my clients, is I also teach you how to go in, get quiet, and find those answers, right? I do this through exercises. I do this through guided meditations, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of growth, right? So if that's something you're interested in, definitely reach out to me, get on my calendar, get booked in, and let's work together, right? So today seems like I switched the times of when I usually do these lives, and not a lot of people are on, so it looks like the time that I picked is maybe everyone's at the lake or gone camping, but I'm just going to bring out another deck. We're going to get some more information on this week, on the energies that are coming in, the messages that need to be seen, heard, felt, touched by you. There are some changes. The first deck that I grabbed today was the Butterflies deck. This is Life Changes. And because if you are working on healing, especially for yourself, you're going to have those life changes. You're going to have changes there's going to be these pivotal moments in your life. And sometimes we don't know what to do with them, but we just ride the wave. That's all it is just ride the wave and see where it takes you. Be curious about it and see what happens, right? So the first card that comes out of my deck here is self-care. Obviously, self-care is clearly important, very, very important when you are on the healing path, right? Now, you're not going to be healing your entire life. Let's get this straight, right? You're not going to be digging deep and clearing out stuff every single day of your life. You're going to be doing it at times where it's appropriate. You can book time to do it, or you can just do it as it comes up, right? But self-care is going to be the thing that helps you through those healings. You have to take your multivitamins. You have to drink lots of water, drink the right kind of foods, think the right kind of thoughts, circle yourself around with people that are going to support you and uplift you. And if they're saying you're crazy, that this isn't going to work for you, maybe they're clearly in a different place than you, right? So just follow what feels right. Ask your body, what do you need right now? What am I missing? I need more sleep. You might need just a day to recoup or to relax and let go, right? Give yourself that time. Stop overbooking yourself and overscheduling, right? There are things that can be done tomorrow or tomorrow's tomorrow, right? So this is just that reminder. We logically know this, but we don't logically live most of the times. We subconsciously act from this emotional reactionary place most of the time, and we're just robotically moving around our lives, and we forget. And then we come into this place where we're so tired and we're so worn out, and we're like, I don't know how I got here. Well, because your self-care was not there. You weren't giving yourself the love and attention that you need. And it's not just pampering, right? So that's a really good reminder. A very good reminder. Okay, so we're going to pull out another card here and see what messages need to come forward. It's really quiet on today. That's okay. It'll be just you and me. No other readings. That's all right. Here we go. Here. And the other card that came out was spiritual growth. Spiritual growth, which is interesting. That's exactly what we're talking about today. That's I love how the cards just come out and just reiterate the theme of the topic of what we're talking about. We're talking about healing. We're talking about authority. We're talking about that powerhouse. We're talking about self-healing, balance, and now we're talking about spiritual growth, because that's what this group is all about. That's what Healing Week, August, is all about, right? So maybe that's time. This is your invite to take that next step on your path. This is the best time. There's an opportunity, and it's free, and it's in this group, in the Facebook group, right? So get in on it. And make sure to download your workbook too, because the more you put in to the work that you're doing, the more you're going to get out of it, right? If you just watch the videos and you're like, oh, that was interesting, and then move along your day, it's not going to impact you the same as if you put in the work. Take the actions that are going to move you forward, and that's going to give you spiritual growth. All right? So really, that's it for me today. It looks like there's not a lot of people on today, so that's okay. I'm not going to be doing any personal one-on-one readings. If you want to book a personal one-on-one reading, you most certainly can. And that is done on my website. Just go to myawakeningjourney.com. All right. So that is it for me today. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you again very soon. Much love.